field stuff before I come back?
Go say hello to us. Let me show you first what we're doing over in this other one. As the guys get around to it, they hang apart every week or two. There we go. I get through with it now. Oh yeah, that's all the guy's stuff. He'll be here in a minute, and he's got all of the survival gear.
Daddy, I'm gonna stay in there.
No, come out here. You gotta see all these coins.
What kind of thing are you?
All kinds.
Now,
You know what that is?
C-51.
When we go,
That's a famous airplane,
that one?
yeah. Yeah. Look whose name's see on the side right there? Whose names is that?
Can you read that out? Who's up by the canopy? That's
John McGuire.
Betty McGuire? That's
Betty McGuire.
Flash.
You used to fly that?
He still does.
Right now, Betty flies it too.
Daddy, I know who that ghost is.
Who is that?
It's a ghost named Casper.
Right.
Lil has a little digest comic book about Casper.
With any wind at all, the thing can almost hover. You know,
That's something.
indicate 20 or 30 or something.
Look at this, Daddy. Air Force. This is what's from Air Force magazine.
What did it say?
Hey Bill, a storch. Let's bounce him. Pit pop. Down we dive.
Was ist los?
What is Los?
What is wrong?
That's German.
Let him have the whole clip. Then you don't call it a machine gun yet. They were captured. They were captured by the Americans.
I see the Americans are in a cub. You know, Piper Cubs. But this thing, you can put 4 people in it. Not the way it's rigged, but it'll carry the weight easily.
My dad has a model of the Piper Cub.
And you've got a little gypsy moth with a tail skid.
Daddy,
That's the one you were telling me
Daddy,
about on the news.
is this a real Nazi? Is this a real Nazi plane?
Yeah. It's a real Nazi plane. See
Where'd
that
they
thing on the tail?
Where'd they get it?
Well,
Got tired of it, got old, so we finished it up. And he'd recovered it.
it's a lot bigger than I...
We built these 3 C-51, see first, and then we built this one first, so we had just a single-seater. And that's the one I took off that little 20-foot strip. And boy, I tell you, I'd never do that again.
Should I tell my
I didn't know
mom?
your knees could knock as much.
Should I tell my mom that all these planes belong to you?
Yeah, don't tell her.
Why not?
He likes to share them with other
You
people.
loan them to them. But the first time you go from a T-33 to an F-86, there's no way. They explained to you, and I had a good advisor, instructor. He said, now, if you get in trouble on takeoff, you get it in the air and you're in trouble. Let go. And there's no way you can fly it with a stick on takeoff. In other words, you get it in the air, and here you are up, and it starts oscillating, and each oscillation is worse, you know. So you let go, it stabilizes, and then there's a little button on top with a little fine tuner. So you fly it with that.
Like a trim kind of?
Yeah, it's a trim, electric trim. And then after you, and then you've got to have the gear up before you hit 200 knots. You take off at 120 knots and start speeding up, and it's so fast that maybe you got 4 or 5 seconds to get that gear up. That you got to do. Or point it straight up and slow it down. You tear off the gear. And then, so you say, when it gets 250 knots, which is about 6 seconds, then you hold it at 250, and that looks like almost straight up, 16,000 feet a minute. And you're on your back. Of course, you're only about 45 degrees, but it feels like straight up, and it won't go straight up.
I don't think that's a real bomb, but it looks like a real bomb.
Well, it's a practice bomb. Got nothing in it.
I know.
But you can drop it and play with it, you know.
I know, but it looks too heavy for me.
Oh. And this one, we reskinned the whole thing. And got new cars and everything.
That's beautiful.
No, we don't have any good cowling. All of this cowling
Hey, what's that car over there?
is all dingled up.
Hey, what's that car over there? What are
Is
those
that a
called?
Packard or
It's a 42 cattle. But
okay?
his dad had it when he died, and we just got it repainted the other day. And the interior's terrible. We got bomb sights, we got cameras, we got... They're all given to us. We don't have to buy anything. From now on, we ought to accumulate whatever we do. This guy's a local fella. He was Eisenhower's general for the Air Force, his aide in his central office in London during the war, and he retired and lived above us up there, a little house above us. And he was our co-pilot for about 10 years. Anytime we went anywhere, since he was retired, he'd go too. We had a Queen Air.
Look at those guys.
That's what you had when you came out to go gliding that time,
Yeah.
remember?
We ended up finding...
Hey, look how many he has.
Yeah, he's got some medals, huh?
But he's a world. Eisenhower needed somebody who was tough as a boot. He'd never been to college or a day of school in his life, but black was black and white was white. So, like when we went into North Africa and we were screwing the thing up, our Air Force was screwing it up good. He went over and grounded it.
That's like the Navy version of the F-86,
Yeah,
isn't it?
we don't have an engine for it. And we're not really going to look for it. Jack flew these things, torpedo bombers. Look how big they are.
Yeah, that's
5 feet tall. You know, the littlest guy and the biggest airplane, that was the biggest single engine during the war.
that's what George Bush flew. Does it have the same engine then as, say, the Hellcat and or is it even
Daddy.
bigger?
Way down. It's much
Daddy, was
smaller.
George
Smaller than what the Hellcat had?
Daddy, was George Bush in World War II?
Yeah, that's the kind of plane he flew right there.
Oh.
He flew. I was reading about that. He flew a lot of missions,
Daddy.
I think, you know. And so he's kind of famous for that one where he got shot down, but he'd been through an awful lot before that ever happened.
I'd never heard of the rest of it.
And he was off of one of those little Jeep carriers.
Daddy, look at this
He
FJ2.
flew like 50 missions or something. Yeah, that's a...
And it doesn't even have a propeller.
No,
It has a fly.
It's a jet.
Oh.
Look at this one. You know what that is?
What?
A MiG.
It's an
A MiG.
a MiG-15.
That was the one that fought the F-86, like that one over there. That one fought this one in the Korean War, they call it.
Daddy, there's a hole in
It was
there.
after World War